1,000 moments.
We come here every year since I was like, what, 11?
You'll be able to look at the eclipse through eclipse glasses. We'll have a solar telescope where you can see the surface of the sun, maybe see some sunspots.
It's not just America's front porch.
There's novices that come here, there's competitions, kite making, there is costume characters, music, just fun for everyone.
It's also your home.
I want to take a picture at National Mall.
It's time to get uplifted. Thank you for joining me. I'm Allison Seymour. There's so many reasons to love the DMV, and one of them may be America's front lawn, also known as the National Mall.
I think it's community, it's friendship, it's bringing people together. And that's really what the National Mall is about, unity.
The National Mall is so iconic that October 8th was named National Mall Walking Day back in 2019. That's right, this day honors the peaceful path in downtown DC lined with history, art, and nature, and perhaps even your memories, as dozens of events and festivals take place on the mall year-round. The goal of the National Mall Walking Day isn't just for you to take a stroll, but rather a way to reconnect with our area. So in this episode of Get Uplifted, we are bringing your memories alive. We're spotlighting the different events, festivals, and moments that make the National Mall so beloved, as a way of reminding you why there's no place like home. Well, many of you have told us playing pickleball on the National Mall isn't just a game. It's become one of your favorite fall traditions. And honestly, who could question you? A friendly rally with that iconic backdrop doesn't get much better than that. Our Charla McBride takes us back to 2023 to show us how this September pop-up tradition is leaving its mark on our athletes.
Are you ready for some pickleball? National Mall of Pickleball.
This sport is for those young and old, and we spoke with one couple who's very excited it's coming right here.
I was diagnosed with Parkinson's about 13 years ago, and the neurologist said that exercise is not like medicine. Exercise is medicine. So he encouraged me to get involved in as many sports as possible, and I found that pickleball is my favorite.
You guys play all the time. You play every day if you're able. When you look around and see this big event, how do you feel about it?
It's a dream come true. It is so beautiful. I play and coach a lot of people. I'm on the court, I'd say 6 times a week. And we just got back from a 6-day pickleball camp in North Carolina. And we're still excited about and just want to get out there and play and just be with our friends and have fun.
Yeah.
These folks that love pickleball, and it's a great sport for all ages. And I think it's community, it's friendship, it's bringing people together. And that's really what the National Mall is about, unity.
Let's get down to the business of pickleball, shall we?
And pickleball bringing in some serious star power this weekend. Actor, comedian Rob Riggle is the master of ceremonies. Coming into this, how much did you really know about pickleball?
Just a little, just enough to be dangerous. I'm still learning. I'm new to the sport. I just started this year, but I really do like it.
Yeah.
It is fun.
Seeing some of the feistiness on the court?
Yeah, it's kind of fun to watch the seniors talk a little smack. You know, it's fun to watch them kind of put a little jazz on it. You know, you're like, Grandma? Is that how you normally talk?
He said he's got it, and he's got it.
You know, I got to ask you, you were doing a little play-by-play earlier. Did you practice any of that?
No, they literally handed me the mic. And basically were like, if you want to run your mouth, you can run your mouth. I was like, I love it. That's what I do.
That's so much fun. It isn't just humans having fun on the National Mall either. Some of the most adorable animals have also roamed the famous lawn. Back in August, during the Great American Farmers Market, 2 Highland cows made their debut. They're so cute. And a handful of goats also joined some of you on your yoga mats. And you can see a couple of those goats even jumped on your back while mid-stretch. Okay. That's something you don't see every day, especially on the National Mall. The Farmers Market also featured booths from farmers, ranchers, and vendors from across the nation. Well, DC is home to so many festivals, but we know one may reign supreme during cherry blossom season. The Blossom Kite Festival brings thousands of people to the National Mall year after year.
We come here every year since I was like, what, 11? Maybe 9? I don't know. We've been here a long time.
Yeah. And we love coming here, so, you know, to enjoy,
have a good time.
Have a good time in, flying kites.
I've been flying kites since I was a teenager at the monument during the festival.
So now I get to share this with my grandchildren and teaching them how to fly kites and have fun.
And that is so very special. But we know getting that kite up, it can be a little tricky. A member of the Wings Over Washington Kite Club shared his advice so that your next fly will be legendary.
Well, it's a simple one. I like to say it to kids. When the wind's at your back, you're on the right track. If the wind's in your face, you're in the wrong place. So make sure the wind's at your back and get the kite up in the air. Maybe have a helper stand downwind to get the kite, give you some length to have the kite go straight up in the air, and just give it a launch and it'll go straight up. It'll fly with the wind. Again, make sure the wind's at your back. You'll be on the right track.
And you may have learned about someone else's culture during your time at the National Mall. There's so many cultural festivities and festivals that are hosted there, including the Swastika DC Thai Festival and the Smithsonian Folklife Festival. The Folklife Festival honors the people and traditions of the South Central region. Katie Kairos takes you back to 2023 this particular year to show you how event organizers are helping you immerse yourself in someone else's culture.
The National Mall transformed into a lush green part of the U.S., the Ozarks, celebrating the people and traditions of the South Central region, including the Marshallese people who have emigrated to the Ozarks for decades.
I hope they know that, Marshall Islands, we have our own tradition, own culture. It's very unique from everybody else. If you notice our canoe, for us to get from one island or one atoll to another, we don't use vehicles. You got to go on either a ship or canoes that it's actually set up here.
Learning directly from artisans and cultural experts is what the festival is all about. The Smithsonian Folklife Festival is known as a living museum. Well, putting the Ozarks on the map down south, but also bringing it to life here on the National Mall. And there are a number of booths set up where you can actually get your hands dirty and get interactive, which is one of the main ideas behind the Smithsonian Folklife Festival.
Getting their hands dirty and some of the gardening stuff that's happening here. So you'll have a chance to learn about native plants. You'll have a chance to weave a basket if you want to.
The second theme this year is Creative Encounters, Living Religions in the U.S., which explores the cultural artifacts that come out of religion. That includes this colorful ofrenda, a remembrance of ancestors. Curators have been surprised to see emotional reactions to the exhibit, as many have chosen to write the names of their dead, coming after a time of great loss in the pandemic.
But the number of people that have actually been there and just go and they sit and they write a name and they tie it on there. So, I think that it's important to people to recognize that perhaps that, that collective of this collective idea that we've all shared in some sort of losses.
On the Mall, Katie Kairos, WUSA 9.
And as we know, the Folklife Festival switches up cultures and different themes every year. This year it was youth and the future of culture, always a great event. Well, many of our Smithsonian museums right off the National Mall participate in Solstice Saturday every year. And that's when museums stay open past their normal hours and we get to watch performances, use special equipment, and even take part in an epic dance party. Another reason to check out our museums, one of the world's rarest diamonds is on display at the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History right now. It's the Winston Red Diamond. It's being shown alongside 40 other special gems, and it was unveiled back in April. Well, you may have seen one of your favorite artists take the stage on the National Mall. We're talking some big names: Usher, Fall Out Boy, Bruce Springsteen, even the Beach Boys. Back in 2023, a local go-go legend got the spotlight. I'm talking about Sugar Berry brought the house down at a huge block party. It was organized by the National Museum of African American History and Culture to celebrate hip-hop's 50th anniversary.
A hip-hop block party bringing together lovers of hip-hop across the country.
It's a part of America.
Helena Lewis lives in New York, but she says she just had to be in the nation's capital for the 50-year anniversary.
I carry so much pride with actually just being in this museum, highlighting the significance and the importance of the African culture.
What's the best decade of hip-hop?
The 80s.
The music enjoyed by young and old.
I
I can't even imagine what it's going to sound like when he's my age.
Darren Jackson came with his 5-year-old son to share the music he's always loved.
I want him to understand the culture so he can keep the culture going and appreciate the culture.
5 years old, when you put on like hip-hop artists from like the 80s or something, does he like it? Or?
He'll bounce a little bit. He'll get a little dance on, but I'm trying to teach him some moves too. So
An event looking back at hip-hop greats while celebrating new rappers as well. Taking the stage are artists like J. Period, Money Love, Remy Ma, and local legend Sugar Bear. A night of music and celebrating a genre 50 years in the making.
Yeah, I think it's timeless. It really captures a space and time when you hear lyrics, when you hear the references and the metaphors that are used. It's timeless.
I'm going to try and stay all day and half the night.
From hip-hop to opera, which is also getting its moment on the spotlight at the National Mall. Opera Italiana is in the air, host a free opera performance at the Lincoln Memorial almost every year. This year it was moved online because of weather and extensive road closures around the memorial. It's a great time always. And you may have toured the inside of the Washington Monument. According to the National Park Service, the giant pencil brings hundreds of thousands of tourists to the National Mall each year.
So special.
Well, you may remember the structure closed for about 8 years after an earthquake struck the area in 2011. It left over 150 cracks in the monument, but thankfully crews were able to repair the structure and it's been back open for the past 6 years. And a new monument is also coming to the National Mall. It honors the generations of women who fought for the right to vote. It will be the first monument dedicated to women's American history on the mall. According to the monument's website right now, the group is raising funds and finalizing the location. And the location is expected to be announced next year in 2026. The monument is expected to be finished between 2032 and 2033. Well, this isn't your typical monument. It's made of fabric and it was spread out across the National Mall and just for one day. But just like all monuments, the Freedom to Be Monument is serving as a reminder of our progress, and it's inspiring us to keep on pushing. Our Leslie Foster takes us back to May when hundreds of people from across the United States displayed homemade quilts honoring the transgender community just weeks before World Pride kicked off in the district.
On a spring Saturday, in the heart of the National Mall, an iconic American backdrop, a new monument rose for just one day. Not made of marble or bronze, but fabric. More than 250 quilt panels, each 6 feet square, stretching across the mall, created by trans artists and allies from across the country. A patchwork of power, pain, and possibility. Each panel is a response to one simple question: what does freedom to be mean to me?
To me, freedom to be is really rooted in just existing. I am free to exist and be myself without approval or apology.
AC Facci is one of the artists and helped organize the unveiling.
The words stitched into the quilt, I exist, that is my mantra. I exist without approval or apology. No government can tell me who I am.
For Facci, every unfinished thread in their panel holds a story, a life lost, a future still possible. For many, this project carries history in every thread. Facci and others say they were inspired by the quilt that came before.
This quilt out here blew the lid off the topic.
The one laid out in the shadow of the Capitol nearly 4 decades ago, the AIDS Memorial Quilt.
The first thing that I thought of was the AIDS Memorial Quilt. This is just part of a big legacy of interactive and performance art as queer protest. There is no queer movement without queer art.
That history is now being continued by a new generation of artists, advocates, and families. And it's the youngest participants who give Facci hope.
I think the thing that gives me the most hope today is the quilts that were clearly made by kids, and just that knowledge that I get to be the kind of trans adult role model that I really needed when I was a kid, and that there are families who are going to be coming, that gives me hope that we're on the right track.
The installation came as the nation awaits a Supreme Court ruling in U.S. v. Skermeti, a case that could set a generation of legal precedent for trans rights. Facci, who grew up in Oklahoma, says the battle for visibility isn't new.
I do exist, and I am who I am. And I don't need the government's approval to be that person.
And yet, there is joy in resistance.
We are celebrating, we are joyful, we are everything that we want to be in our resistance and in our celebration.
Like the AIDS quilt before it, this monument isn't just about memory, it's a warning and a promise.
We have always been here, we will always be here, but also we are part of your community. We are the part of the fabric of this country.
Now to a heartwarming moment on the National Mall. 2 local veterans were each gifted a free car around Christmas time last year. You can see Marylander Matthew Walker and Virginian Caleb Dooley. They were super happy. And so is the environment. These cars were gently used and then fully refurbished. Well, many of you have probably taken a stroll along the National Mall, and some of you may have done this with a friend as part of the program Best Buddies. It's meant to help those living with developmental disabilities and find meaningful connections. Buddies often go on walks around the mall, they watch movies and sometimes craft and just enjoy each other's company. Our Simone D'Alba gives us a deeper look at the impact this program is making.
At Clay Cafe Studios in Falls Church, Virginia.
Hannah, what do you think I should do for my dragon?
Probably green.
Green, okay.
2 friends.
Should I do half my dragon green and half it blue?
Yeah,
Yeah?
that'd be cool.
Okay.
Carefully pick the perfect color.
This one or this one?
We're going to paint some pottery.
But really, it's about so much more than painting pottery.
What do you think?
Spot on.
Thank you. Spot, get it? It's always nice to have a friend. I'm really lucky to have Hannah.
26-year-old Hannah
I just moved here.
is beginning a new adventure, crafting a life all her own.
Actually, a pretty big step for me. And I'm learning myself to be healthier and going on a healthy life. And how to live by myself.
What's the hardest part about that?
Being overwhelmed and stressed.
This is where Sidonia comes in.
She had just moved here and I just graduated college. So a lot of my friends were moving away. It was good for both of us to, meet together and find a friend.
The 2, part of a nonprofit called Best Buddies.
Citizens is the program we're a part of. So it's a adult friendship program, and it's just a one-to-one match.
From friendships to integrated employment and inclusive living, Best Buddies tries to bridge the gap for those living with a developmental disability.
She saw me I could do many things, like being strong.
Yeah, you look at your muscles, girl. You got it going on.
Maybe I'll make the head red. Like he's breathing fire.
As with all friendships, they're built from those countless little moments that add up to a whole lot.
There's a new movie about like a tennis player that I want to see. It's at the Tyson's Theater, so we can go watch it too.
A birthday remembered.
On my birthday, they actually brought me a birthday cookie to take home.
You're kidding.
It's true.
That's amazing. How did that feel?
Amazing.
Someone you can count on.
The meaning of life, why are we here? Why do you have a job? It's to make the world a better place. And I get to do that every day with Hannah.
Find your own groove so you can find your inner spark to show the world.
Best Buddies, what a fantastic organization. Well, have you ever wondered how the National Mall stays looking so good day after day? Coming up, we'll introduce you to the people keeping America's front lawn picture perfect for all of us. Of course, we know many of your July 4th memories include the National Mall. It is one of the most popular places to watch the fireworks in our area. Our Katie Lasso introduces you to some of the people who came out to the mall last July.
The last firework went off at 9:27, and by 9:28, people were making their way out of here as fast as they could. But for about 17 minutes, it was so much fun out here. Pure joy, smiles, and people just excited to take in all of the 4th of July festivities.
They were very beautiful. Yeah, very loud. They were very loud, yeah. It made my heart jump.
They're honestly amazing. These are the best fireworks I've ever seen.
Very good. The music, Dua Lipa, Taylor Swift.
Right, you can't get better.
Doesn't get more American than that.
I like that they are so beautiful. I really like them, and it's pretty exciting to be here.
For about 17 minutes, the sky lit up despite the stormy start. People coming from all over to take in the views. This woman from Oklahoma got here at 2 p.m. You guys are here very early. Why is that?
So that we can get the best spot. Yeah.
Is this the good spot?
I think so.
You're in the shade, you're out of the sun.
Yes, we are.
Pearl came with her family from Virginia Beach.
I'm really excited and I'm looking forward to like what colors are gonna be there.
For some, it's a tradition.
We've been here every 4th of July.
Okay.
We always come out here as a family to enjoy the fireworks.
Excited to see the fireworks?
Yeah.
And for some like this couple, it's something new.
Very excited.
We're really excited to be here.
But for others, it's just about enjoying time with their neighbors.
It's fantastic. The weather's great. Seeing like a lot of people show up today is also fantastic. It's a good experience. Just enjoy the day.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, it's great. Enjoy yourself.
Bye, have fun. And you might recognize that familiar face. That's our Lorenzo Hall. He was one of hundreds of thousands of people out here enjoying all of the celebrations. On the National Mall, I'm Katie Lasso, WUSA 9.
So much fun each year. George Washington University makes graduation extra sweet for its students. They've been hosting graduation on the National Mall for about 20 years.
From the time that we commit to GW, we hear about graduating on the National Mall. It's unique to DC schools. It's unique to campuses all across the nation.
Just perfect, right? Former First Lady Michelle Obama spoke back in 2010. None of the other DC colleges or universities hold their graduation ceremony on the National Mall. Your kids may tell you the National Mall is home to one of their favorite school memories. Check this out. This is video from when 6th grade students from the John Francis Education Campus in DC had science class on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. There they learned to launch tiny rockets and create a cloud in a bucket.
3, 2, 1. Science! Going for. Woo!
Woo! Cloud in a bucket. Okay. The school looks to spark the students' interest in science and technology, and it looks like that mission was accomplished. Way to go. All right, some of you may have watched a celestial event from the mall. Last year, thousands of you took in a midday break. They stretched out on the grass and then watched the solar eclipse.
It was awesome. It was a really special experience, especially sharing it with all of these people and hearing everyone's cheers as we got to like the max coverage. So yeah, it was a really cool experience.
It's really beautiful. Love seeing what the universe can do.
It was super neat. It was cool to come down and like meet friends. You know, we're headed back to work now, but took a little break to come see the eclipse on the mall, and it's cool to be around all the people down here too.
Yeah, very fun to experience it with everyone in DC, everyone coming out to see it. A lot of camaraderie. It feels very cool.
And we couldn't help but notice the creative viewing styles that plenty of you rocked. Those protective eclipse glasses, you need them, but I love the creativity. A few crafty fans went old school, making DIY viewing boxes out of cereal boxes, or the viewing box. I think I did that myself. And even though the DMV wasn't in the path of totality, you could see the moon lighting up in an orange hue. NASA predicts the next total solar eclipse will hit the United States in the year 2044. May we all be around to see it. All right, some of your kids may be counting down the days till our next snow day. We know they'll take any excuse to take out those sleds, build a snowman. Our Matt Gregory takes us back to January of 2024 during the first round of snow after 2 years of a dry spell.
As we saw the first measurable snowfall in almost 2 years fall across the DMV, there was all sorts of things people were thinking about, right? Whether or not they had to go to work or if the kids had to go to school. And for those whose school and work were canceled, there was another event that hadn't taken place in almost 2 years here on the National Mall, a snowball fight. The Washington, D.C. Snowball Fight Association, yes, that's the actual name, held its, well, I would say annually, but it was the first snowball fight since February of 2022 here on the National Mall. Since 2010, the Washington, D.C. Snowball Fight Association has been holding, whenever there's been measurable snow, a snowball fight. Now, the first one was in DuPont back in 2010, and there were thousands of people who went to that one. This one, not quite so many, just a few dozen here and there, and a little hard to tell who was on what team, but at least for those we talked to who came out here, one boy said, you know, this was the first time he'd actually ever been in a snowball fight at all.
It's a snow day and we didn't have school, so I was like, I want to take a picture at the National Mall, and I saw
snowball fight, and I was like, I'm gonna join.
When was the last time you had a snowball fight? Because I haven't had one in a while.
This is my first one, actually.
First one?
It's like my second time seeing snow. I just moved up here.
And talking to the organizer of the snowball fight, he said it's been such a drought for these snowball fights that anytime they see a measurable snow this year, they're going to take advantage of it.
2 years without a measurable snowfall, and 2 years of absolute agony. For those of us who do this for a living, I mean, it's been a very dry spell.
Yeah.
Now we're back in business.
On the National Mall, Matt Gregory, WUSA 9.
You may remember hearing about this. An Olympian skied across the National Mall in January during that major snowstorm. Claire Egan posted this video on her Instagram account. She says she wore her Team USA Olympic uniform while skiing around downtown D.C.
Yeah, we're so happy to be here, and we're so grateful that we have this beautiful public space that we can enjoy in all weather, especially this one.
Egan recently moved to our area. She represented the U.S. in the World Cup Biathlon from 2015 to 2018 before chairing the International Biathlon Union Athletes Committee. So we just showed you the National Mall is home to dozens of events and festivals. And of course, we wanted to look its best for these special moments. So before we go, we wanted to highlight some of the men and women who are making America's front lawn picture perfect.
Today we have roughly 500 folks out here on the National Mall working on service projects in conjunction with the National Park Service. This is our 27th year of doing what we call renewal and remembrance. And so really what it is the lawn care and landscape community giving back to this nation. You know, the mall is often referred to as America's front yard. Well, who better to work on America's front yard than landscape and lawn care professionals? And so in 27 years of doing this particular event, we've already logged over 50,000 hours of volunteer hours. We've got people from over 20 states coming here to give back to America. And we think that's incredibly important. We're grateful to these volunteers, and I think as American citizens we should be grateful for the work they're doing because it's making our public places look that much better.
I believe in giving back and making sure that we are beautifying the space for our future generations and those that come from all over the world.
And a really big thank you to those men and women keeping the National Mall so pristine at all times. And thank you for joining me. You can get your daily dose of Get Uplifted on WUSA 9 mornings. Stay uplifted.